you'll see people like me and Chaperone in this category. We're both people, if you remember Chaperone's like whole debut, it was involved with a lot of going back and forth with the public, you know, asserting herself, asserting, you know, what results she's trying to get and how she wants to go about doing that. What she thinks the right way to be treated is as she goes about getting her results and driving for her results, achieving her ambitions. I'm the same way. People know me for being feisty, but I'm also vulnerable. I'm also super emotive and super expressive to people who know me close, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing right by them and making sure I'm doing right by my audience and my viewers and making sure that I'm doing right by everybody who's invested in me thus far in my life. That matters a lot to me. I have a sense of duty. I have a sense of being, you know, a role model in that way. And so I just seek to be a role model in a way that's still authentic to me and still respects, I think is right, and the virtues that I seek to uphold. So I know that's like a random detour, but I just kind of wanted to express my temperament because it kind of informs the way I do my art. I wanted to talk about personality too, but I said I'm going to keep that for a separate live stream because I think temperament, which is the way, like I said, the way that you're oriented, it's your mood, it's your vibe. Right? It's your vibe. That's the best way I describe temperament. My vibe is can be very like out to the outside world, can be very like kind of hard sometimes. It can be a little bit spicy, how I describe me, as spicy and sweet. Because on the outside, I kind of have that hard shell, but then on the inside, I'm really a sweet person and I'm really driven by making sure that I'm getting the right results for the right purposes and for the right reasons. And so I just feel like that's very important when we're going into this album where I'm talking about the person that I've become after the end of my relationship. If I haven't, I mean, I have talked about it before, but PXL, this album that's coming, is all about how I broke apart, it's literally a breakup album. It's how I broke apart after my last relationship and how I brought myself back together and built myself back together. The assistance of my parents, with the assistance of, you know, my friends and the rest of my family who have been extremely supportive and have had their ear to what I've experienced and let me really vent and let me really kind of be imperfect after the domestic violence incident that I self-defended myself against earlier this year. And like I said, with that, I'm going to court in September. This is September. Why did I say that? I'm going to court on September 27th, and my lawyer or my public defender expects that my charges will be dismissed, and I expect it too. I was told to have a no contact order with my ex, and I did. The breakup with that ex is the foundation of this album. What you're hearing is the imperfect. It's the uncomfortable. You know, this album covers the gamut. It covers emotions that you don't want to share with other people. Usually I'm somebody who produces from a place of strength when I feel like I have things under control. I couldn't wait to have things under control to make this album. I had to just make it. I had to make it from the heart. I had to focus on the heart part first and then the logistics later. I can admit this, I've never really done that before. I'm super entrepreneurial. I can be super in my head about things, but this album was heart first because when I was making these records, it was coming from a place of, I don't know how to get out of this situation with my ex. I don't know the best way to not hurt him. I don't know the best way to not hurt me. I just know that we don't belong together, you know? And that was a slow realization over the past 3 years that came to a head in March with the domestic violence incident, with the breakup. All that happened in the same month. And that's when this album was finished being produced. So all of the decomposition of my identity as it pertains to the relationship, how I healed from the trauma, what being traumatized felt like and sounded like to me musically, all that is in this album. This is a cathartic album. I really have to get these things out in order to be able to move forward. Y'all may know that my next album is going to be my debut vocal album. I already have the title. I already have the concept together. That should be coming in 7. But for October of this year and on until the end of spring of next year, we're focused on the PXL era. That's where we're in. And like I said with the artwork, okay, I'm going to put the full artwork, okay? But that's a good portion. It got cropped right here, but don't worry. Go to my Instagram, instagram.com/Nctrnm. After this is done, and I will upload that, and it will be in high definition, and you can see all of the beauty of that and the second single cover, okay? So, let's see what we have in the comments. You know, what do we have? Who has left a comment? What do we have? I saw some hateration. Let's see, what do we see? Hi, Maria Christina. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Lucas Mattheus, for stopping by. Thank you, ULY Prado, for stopping by. Thank you, General Odin and the sewage dwellers for stopping by, and thank you for defending me. Like, yeah, like where do these haters come from? Anyway, Lucas Matthias, you were just joking. Damn, okay, I'm gonna have to get adjusted to that. I thought you were serious. Okay, that's funny. Stop by next time too. Love this energy. Henley.m, exclamation point. Thank you. There's so many viewers here. Okay, Lucas said bye. Bye, Lucas. Thank you for stopping by. You know, well, I know you guys, okay. Oh, Odin and the sewage dweller said, you'd be fun to have a drink with. Yes, I would be. And in the zine that I'm releasing around the same time as the album comes out, attached to the album called Portals, I'm going to have a drinking recipe, a cocktail recipe at the end of every issue. The zine is going to have 5 issues: tone, timbre, rhythm, warmth, and lift. And I'm going to be exploring these concepts as they, as they relate to my life and as they reveal themselves in my life. How the ways that tone represents itself in my life. The tone that I choose to live my life by, the tone that I speak with, the tone that I set when I go out. The timbre, meaning the texture of interacting with me, what it feels like to interact with me texturally. Rhythm, the different kind of tempos and routines that we find ourselves in our lives. Warmth, which is an issue that's focused on reconsidering empathy in ways of being empathic, in ways of being empathetic, in ways that empathy shows itself in our lives, in the ways that we're given opportunities to be empathetic in our daily lives. And then lift, which is an issue that's focused on uplifting and triumph and motivation. So each of these 5 issues of the upcoming zine, called Portals, attached to the PXL album, okay, is going to be focused on each of these concepts. So I'm so excited to explore these concepts. I'm so excited to really dive into different deliverables that I have attached to this album, just to go over it. We have an album, we have the singles, we have the film going along with the album. We have being released around Halloween, if not on Halloween, okay? We have the zine, and we have the tour next year. And merch, limited merch coming into this year, and then a fuller line coming next year with the tour, okay? This is my first time dropping all the deliverables at once. I think I got them all. I might have left one out, y'all. Like, okay, like shoot me. Dumb. Okay, but I might have left one out. There's 7 different pieces of this era that I'm going to be revealing from now till summer. So we have a whole year of content to work with here. I'm testing a lot of different things here that I'm going to expand upon on my vocal debut album, which will be coming in 7 with the debut single, my debut vocal single, planning to come out in 26. I plan to record my debut vocal album once the tour for PXL wraps up at the end of spring next year. The tour starts spring of next year, just so you know. PXL tour, okay? I know that was a lot.